to the show, everybody. It's
Hey guys.
Holy cow, man.
I know.
Where'd the week go?
We are busy.
I know,
all the
man. Where'd it
time.
go? Like, our week starts on a Tuesday and ends on a Monday. I don't think a lot of people realize that.
I know. It really does.
Yeah.
Well, I told someone one time that being in the newspaper business is like being pregnant, giving birth on a Monday, and then starting all over again on Tuesday, finding out you're pregnant again.
Oh, no. Don't tell everybody.
Yeah. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
no,
Well,
that's a good analogy. I got
get
it from
that.
another journalist.
Mm-hmm.
And we just have 6-day pregnancies. So it's the second we deliver, we have to start again.
Yeah, and it never fails, but there's always something wrong with the pregnancy.
Always. There's always something high risk.
It's
There's
either
always
the printer or we need to add this
or the internet or the cut line's wrong or something like that.
And then you got to chase it all down.
Yeah. Listen, I need to apologize for the sound of my voice.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit of a sinus infection. I'm on medication. Yesterday, I sounded like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. You know the part where he got the...
said, "I'm cute."
Yeah,
I'm
you know the part where
cute.
he got the little black rubber thing because his dad didn't want anybody to know.
No, he had a red.
And he was like, "Hello." Yeah, that, I sounded a lot like that yesterday. Today, I'm just a little. So if I have to clear my throat or go, that is the reason why. And so my apologies. But I wanted to give Stephen all kinds of kudos. He said, "Well, do you want to skip it?" And I was like, no, because here's the thing. We're real. I mean, we are what we are. We show up here. Sometimes we go dashing in like Dagwood.
Oh, yeah. Gotta get it together or the show must go on.
I know. The show must go on. And, or whatever. I mean, like last week we were with Brett Guthrie, so we were dressed up and we were on our best behavior.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was very nice.
But that was, very informational, I think, because you had his perspective. And then, of course, we published online the video of the protesters' perspective,
That's
who
right.
was opposed to the bill. Let them both talk and air it out. I think I cleared up some issue with, what does that really mean and put that on there, too. But it's really crazy.
Well, you did a great job. I mean, you did a great job as far as, like, when Brett was on here and he talked, like you said, from his perspective. And then the protesters. But the thing about that is there was 1,100 pages to this bill.
Yeah, a lot. I did a summary.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
And you just can't. I mean, it's even for the people who are actually in politics that this is their job.
Yeah.
They might be on page, say, 63, and it'll say refer back to page 2. And so they're reading something, then they have to go back to page 2 and find it. It's very complicated.
It is.
But I do think that Brett took it down a notch when he said there's only 3 people that won't get it. And it's people who are not qualified. It's people who are able to go out and get a job, and it's people who are not American citizens.
Yeah,
those are basically the only ones.
And the argument, we had a gentleman on the that answered for all the protesters there, and he said he's running against Brett Guthrie and stuff. But he even said, my parents worked and we got Medicaid. That's exactly what Brett's saying.
And it's still going to be that way. I mean, there's so many options. You can have a dependent parent in your home and you can get it. You can have a dependent child in your home and you can get it. This is what I really loved. You can yourself or somebody in your family can be struggling with drug or alcohol addiction and be coming in off of that, and you qualify. There's so many things that you still qualified on. I think more people will qualify than not on the new bill. So, but anyway, we had another guest scheduled for today.
Hopefully we'll get him back.
That's what I'm hoping for. He sent his apologies and said that he was sorry that he couldn't make it.
Yeah, and hopefully we can get him back in here pretty quick because I know there's a lot of questions, surrounding his role and what's going on in the area and stuff. So we hope to get those answers cross-leveled. There's a lot of social media activity about certain things, but we'll get to the bottom of it. And
one of the
we like to get both sides.
Sure. Well, one of the things that you and I are famous for, I feel, in our little small famous way, is we dissect things gently. Like we have never truly attacked anyone or
we inform and educate,
or anything like that. We give people the opportunity to speak. We give a lot of people the benefit of the doubt.
Well, we've asked the questions that everybody asks.
Sure.
I think, and we've given them the opportunity to answer them. I don't think that everybody likes the answer they sometimes give, but especially as we were talking about when it came back to Brandenburger was talking about tax and what does that really mean?
Right.
We had Mayor Pace on the show. I think the Muldra story with having that covered and many of the other ones, the sheriff, Sheriff Wimpy, even, when we had the article and the stories about a mistake that was made. We've covered it.
We've done all that stuff. I was talking to someone today. We were just talking about the content of the paper, and I said, we are not afraid to have the real news.
Mm-hmm.
We will ask those questions.
Go ahead, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you.
It's okay. We'll ask those questions. We will publish the truth of anything that happens. What we will not do, we will not degrade anyone. We will not humiliate anyone. We don't want to do the, gotcha. We don't want to do that.
Ha-ha!
Yeah.
Ha-ha! Look at you!
It's hiding under the sheet. We won't do any of those things.
It's funny, though, but when we've done the truth, it's like everybody's upset. I didn't make this up. This is the news. That's what the news has called it. That's why you produce the facts. And I'm like, I don't understand how you can get upset. Because you would rather me lie?
My favorite thing is when people get mad at us about press releases. We receive a press release that is written by a certain
department or whatever, or government official,
an entity.
Elected official.
Yeah, an elected official. And it's not like we can alter that. We can't take out addresses. We can't put in other names or anything like that. They send it to us, and then what it is, it's a jumping off space for us. So we get a press release, and it could be about something, and we go, oh, well, we're supposed to publish that, so we publish it, and then we can investigate it. Then we can bring that news back, and so it never fails. Why didn't you tell the whole story? Well, this is all
because we don't have it. Sometimes they're under investigation.
We're not going to make anything up, and we're not going to say, "Oh, look what the sheriff says." We're not going to do that. We're just going to say, here's a press release from the Meade County Sheriff's Department, and this is where we're at right now. And we always say, more news, or this is a unfolding story, or something along those lines.
More. Stay tuned for more to follow. Right.
This feels like old times with you and I. We've had guests so many times that that's been like our specified topic. Whoever we have on, Bernheim Forest, or Camp Flamingo, or the sheriff, or whatever, and so we always kind of talk about that. But do you remember when we first started this several months ago? We would just sit here like this and we talk about the newspaper.
Chat. Yeah, I love it.
I know. And
you did really good last week with Brett Guthrie too. I was very proud of you. I know you were, but you did good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to look like an idiot.
Well, you've told me long before that politics is not your specialty because there's a lot of T's and I's to understand how it all comes together.
I just want to be careful not to say something that's not true.
Right. Yeah. Well, and like you said, when you've got thousands of pages of a bill, right?
Yeah.
You go to the experts, and having Brett there, and then you hear the opposition side. I think that's good coverage. But
yeah, and I will say I'm not easily swayed politically. Like I know I follow my heart, and I don't just follow my heart based on what feels good. Whenever anything political comes up, whether it be on the Democratic side, or independent side, or Republican side, I'm always concerned that we're doing the right thing, and I don't want to interpret it differently than what God would have us interpret it. And so I am pretty careful about that. Eddie and I are pretty staunch as far as what we believe. But we're just not the kind, we can't argue it.
Yeah.
And it looks so much fun. It really does look kind of fun. They're like, well, let me tell you about
I always tell, Republican Party officials and stuff like that, I said, don't confuse, it's great that you have a majority and whatever, but, you need to hold each other accountable.
Right.
You can't just all duck and bow. I said, look at what happened look what's happening to the Democratic Party nationally.
Yeah.
If you think that just because you have a super majority and you don't have to account, then that's what makes you fall, I think. As a great testament in our current history, we are seeing that come true. And, I always tell everybody when the Christian values are most aligned with mine And the Bible, I will probably go that way because in God we trust. But when you start to pull at the strings and degrade all of those values, then that's where I have to say to account, are you going to take this line? You know,
Right.
Because if you do, I don't know that I can continue down this path with you. You know what I mean? And
Right.
to your point, I think that people should be of free will.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
You know, and exercise that right. So, and speaking of that, I mean, that bill that Brett had is now, you know, it's in the Senate. They're battling out. And just recently, I just found out from Miss Nancy Tate, they're being called back into session because of the disasters and the relief. But there was actually a statute that was voted on a couple years back that if the governor needs to spend money, which means, you remember how they were working towards a rainy day fund?
Yep. I remember.
Right? Because you never want to be caught in a situation where you don't have something to lean on. So, you know, there is the disaster. So now you got to go back and you may have to touch the budget. So the governor, after 30 days, it's a 39A.100, emergency powers of the government and local chief executive officers. And it's a report by the governor, construction of statute prohibition of discretionary action against religious organizations, definitions, cause of action, remedies. It's under that bill. But basically, when there is a disaster that strikes, and I know that's a mouthful, right?
Right.
We were just talking about all this. It means that the governor can't just willfully go and spend in a disaster from the budget. You have to actually call session back.
Sure.
And this is a brief moment. I'm still under this, but this is kind of breaking news. Legislature is going to have to come back in session, and they don't typically come back in unless of moments like this.
Right.
So it's interesting.
Well, it's a well-deserved a moment, and it deserves some attention.
It does, and that's what they worked diligently for in the budget, to make sure that, you know, reckless spending can occur, whether it's a Republican or a Democratic governor.
Right.
It lets the folks that put the budget together decide.
Right.
And support. But, you know, like anything else, and when there's money to be drawn, everybody wants to throw their wish list into the pile, and you have to be a little bit conservative. Otherwise, then we'll just slap this in and slap that in, and that you can't do that.
This is the thing that people don't realize. I know that you're talking about government budgets and things like that, but it's really no different than our household budget.
Yes.
You know, you can want everything in the world.
Yeah.
You can want the biggest package for the internet or cable. You may want the best car. You may want to move to a certain neighborhood, but you only have so much money to spend. So you have to make decisions.
Got to shut it down,
you've
shave
got
it
to.
off, or
And it's not like the head of the household doesn't stress over it. You know, they have to decide. Are we going to take little Johnny out of soccer for a season so that we can catch up? Do we need to take Sally out of ballet?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's things that come up. It's that way for everything. Churches' budgets, business budgets, household budgets.
we should expect our government to do the same.
Yes, absolutely. We should. We should expect them to treat those things with that same anonymity that
I agree.
people do. Yeah. So, did I catch you off of that, or were you finished?
No,
with
you're
that?
good. No, I just thought it
gonna
was
speak
interesting
to
because that's happening right now. And then I know we have a lot of things coming up in Meade County. Before we start talking more about Meade County, we're going to jump to sponsors real fast.
Okay.
And then we'll be right back, guys.
This episode is sponsored by Serenity Fitness, Yoga, and Reiki, where wellness isn't about following rigid rules, it's about discovering what truly works for you. Founder Wendy Spahn, a retired and disabled Army veteran, created Empowered Serenity, a coaching program designed to help you break free from old patterns, reconnect with your intuition, and step into your power. With meditation, movement, energy work, and intuitive practices, this isn't just coaching, it's a journey of transformation. Learn more at myserenityfitness.com.
Looking to master the art of Taekwondo? Join Sharon's Taekwondo Academy, founded by Bobby Sharon in 1975. Conveniently located off of North Dixie Highway in Elizabethtown, our academy welcomes students of all ages and skill levels. Connect with us on Facebook at Sharon Taekwondo to see our vibrant community, including many Meade County residents. Visit us online at www.sharontaekwondo.com. Sharon's Taekwondo Academy, where discipline meets excellence. Injured? Unsure where to turn? Meet Darren Sipes, attorney at law, Brandenburg's trusted personal injury advocate. Located at 313 Hillcrest Drive. Darren is here to fight for your rights and get the justice you deserve, whether it's an accident at work or on the road. His expertise and compassion put you first. Call today at 270-422-3939 to schedule a free consultation. Don't face the legal system alone. Let Darren Sipes lead the way. Your fight is his mission.
Tired of just getting by? It's time to optimize. At New Vital Infusion and Wellness, we help you level up your energy, balance your hormones, boost your immunity, and glow from the inside out. From IV vitamin drips and NAD Plus to weight loss and aesthetic treatments, we treat the whole you, body, mind, and vitality. Feel sharper, sleep deeper, look brighter. Call 270-735-6126 or visit us at newvitalinfuse.com. New Vital Infusion and Wellness. Live optimized.
Well, we're back. Thanks for listening to our sponsors. Without them, these shows don't go on, but we're glad to have them. Earlene, we're back.
Hey.
We've been talking this whole series about stuff that's going on in politics and how we got in the show and where we're at now. But we've got some exciting things coming up.
We do have some really fun things that are happening in Brandenburg and Meade County. One of the things that's going to happen is this Saturday, downtown by the riverfront, they're having a program down there called the Craft Beer Fest. I think it's called Fest, not Festival. Craft in the Park, something along those lines. Whatever.
I think it's crafts.
I think it's Craft in the Park, yes. And so it's going to start at 10 o'clock in the morning. It's going to go on till 9 o'clock at night. They're going to have all kinds of food booths. Music's going to be going. Lots and lots of craft beer, local, and a little bit beyond. I know that they've expanded out into other counties and contacted other places that make their own craft beer, and they're going to have that set up. You can have samples, you can buy, you can go on from that. I know that different entities are going to be setting up to give away things or to sell crafts and stuff.
Craft beer. It is Kentucky craft beer. Join us for a day of music, food, fireworks, and Kentucky craft beer.
There's going to be a kids area down there where they're going to have inflatables and, all kinds of stuff. The fellow that does the balloons and kids stand in line for 2 hours waiting for him to give them a sword.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, honestly, we wish I'd have booked the campground this weekend, but I'm going to see my dad, so I'm kind of excited.
I'm so glad you're going to see your dad.
I am. I know. I need to spend some time up there, but I've got everything now set up so we can do this remote. So I'm hoping to have our first remote podcast next week, but it should be exciting. But this event is exciting. They're going to have, between the fireworks, I guess if you're camping, and I learned a thing last year is that it's better to camp when they're having fireworks because you don't have to fight the crowd when it's time to leave.
Just stay there.
Yeah.
Have you camped down
the
river? Did you like it?
We loved it. We had front row seats to the whole fireworks show.
So it's kind of like going away, but not really going away.
No.
Because then you can just walk right on over to those little shops that are downtown.
You don't have to
get
spend a lot of money to gas up and get the RV down there. It's it's a super.
That's brilliant.
It's local.
Well, another thing that they're going to have going on is they're going to have a shuttle, and you might see yours truly helping with that.
Okay.
So that if people are down there and they've, maybe
crafted a little too much.
Yeah, and they need a ride back up the hill. We will take care of them.
Well, who else would be great for this event is if you were booked, but I think they've already booked. But, the Brandenburg boarding house is literally right up the road. So when they have one of these weekends, you should really check them out, too. That's a free plug.
I know.
But I'm just thinking, if you don't want to have to go anywhere, there is local boarding and hotel and all that other stuff, too.
There really is. I was just there Sunday for a party, and the pool was still kind of cold, but those teenagers were in there playing, having a good time. Yep.
It was a graduation party, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah, it was a graduation party.
They do a great job,
So anyway, they're wonderful. I was looking at the calendar. So again, Tammy Beasley does our community calendar. And let me tell you, it is great. This morning, Representative Nancy Tate was looking at it, and she said, I'm so proud of our community calendar. It is as good as anything you could see in any bigger market anywhere.
That's right.
And, we started, you'll remember, we started playing around with this about a year ago. And we have 4 things on it. And it was a grind to get those 4 things on it. And so then we just kept working at it. And now, Tammy has it down to a fine art where she gets it. So some of the things that she gets on here, you would only find out through here. And I'm not going to name 2 or 3 things, but if you really want to know everything, you
gotta
need
go
to
buy
pick
a
up the
newspaper.
paper. Right.
Yeah.
She's got
Subscribe.
That's right. She's got tons of the Vacation Bible Schools.
Mm-hmm.
There's a summer musical theater camp that is happening for grades 2 through 9 at the Meade County High School auditorium.
Really?
And yeah, I mean, how fun
When
is
are
that?
the dates for that?
Well, it's down here on June 6th
Oh,
is what it's
gosh.
on.
My
And-
Landon would love that.
Oh,
He's
wouldn't
very
he? He'd be
theatrical.
perfect.
Yeah.
He would be perfect for that. But you can always call up to the high school to find out more information. Even though it's summer and the school's closed, there's still people in that office all the time. You know, another thing that she has down here is the Alumni Association banquet, which is the night of June 7th. So it's Saturday night. It starts at 4:30 for a social
Yeah.
hour, and then they have the dinner at 6. But let me tell you, if you went to Meade County High School, if you graduated, even if you didn't graduate, but you just went there, this is something that needs some attention. She really, I talked to Sally about it a couple of weeks ago, and they're really looking for a little bit younger people. Like right now, most of the people that are involved
Yeah.
are in their 60s.
Yeah. I've noticed, I'm involved in several groups and associations, and there is not a lot of even in the Republican Party, Democratic Party, your county politics, local politics,
Right.
local activities, local support groups, local things. You always see the older, and maybe that's because we're either retired or we're involved or we have more time available, but the youthful.
But do we really have more time?
No, but we don't want to be bored, right?
Right.
I think that's like my
Yeah.
fear is I don't want to ever be bored and not have anything to do because I've always got to be moving.
Yeah.
But it can't just be a bunch of old graybeards and
No.
gray
we want to know
haired
new ideas.
Yeah, and I love to see a youthful volunteer get involved and not so much as what would you call it? Advocacy is great. All of the First Amendment stuff's great, but I mean, don't identify a problem. Be a problem solver.
That's right.
Be involved
right.
to help solve problems and accomplish things. If you're ever in a position to just be in a position, that's not what most organizations
I
need.
love having a 30 or 35-year-old come in and say, oh, no, we don't want to do that. Do this. This will bring a crowd. This is what this age group wants to do.
Yeah.
And that way they're more helpful.
Yes.
Because one of the things that these organizations struggle with is having enough participation that provides enough funds for them to be able to continue
Yeah.
doing what they're doing. What people don't realize, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's just a bunch of old Meade County people getting together. No, they're raising money for scholarships. And these are important
And your
scholarships.
kids could be getting one of those scholarships.
They
So if
could be
you're the
getting it.
49, 50, 45 to 55 year age, get involved.
Well, even if
You
it's
went
not
to
your
high
kid,
school
it's
there.
going to help somebody get an
Sure.
education. And and it doesn't matter who that person is. Anybody that wants to get an
Yeah.
education, I'm all about.
Well, and I'll say it like this too. Every person, there's a tree underneath, right?
Right.
There's lots of branches to every limb. So if you're a limb and you're part of the organization, it's just more reach for that organization to connect with. And honestly, sometimes that's help enough
Yep.
just to get either dollars or funds raised to support those efforts.
So if your child is not necessarily into the theater or the drama, there's other things going on. Like she has on here that there's a softball camp over at Meade Olin Park. There's the Roy A. Peace football camp, and that's for grades 2 through 8, and it's going to be over at Stewart Pepper Middle School. And then the Meade County Otters Youth Mountain Bike Team.
Mountain bike.
I know they've
Mountain-
got. It says mountain bike.
Yeah,
I guess
you said pike.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you did. It's
Oh,
okay.
I think it's
It's good.
Anyway,
it's the stuffiness.
It's a try it out bike clinic.
I love it.
So that way you can go, you can see what it feels like to try it out, to what it would feel like to be on that rugged,
Yeah.
machine going through the woods and
I
stuff.
think that's Eric that leads that up.
Eric Schweishauser.
Schweishauser.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Anyway, this is going to be down at the Riverfront Park on June the 10th at 7 p.m.
Wow.
So I mean that just sounds like loads of fun, and there are things to do. We get this
Don't forget
question-
about Camp High Mingo too. I know
Oh,
it's
no.
not on our community calendar, but we've promoted them in Birnheim Forest
Yeah.
locally. There's always
Well,
stuff going
Burnham
on.
has a day camp. They have a camp for adults. I'm dying to go to more of them. I think I'd be a good
Ken,
candidate.
you got to wait for Eddie to get better.
I know.
And you got to go to Germany.
I know. We are a sick household, and we are 9 days away from going to Germany, and I'm getting so
That means
nervous.
you'll have all of this out of your system before you get on a plane.
We absolutely do.
Or you'll be blamed for COVID spread across the United States. No, I'm just
Okay.
kidding.
Ladies and gentlemen,
It's not COVID. I'm teasing.
Oh boy,
I know.
that's the kind of thing that they'll just take that little bit.
Oh, I know.
Play it
Clip,
over and over and
clip.
over.
That's
Oh,
all
my
right. I
goodness.
got the whole recorded show. We can play it back and say, you lied.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
I'm
I
just
know.
kidding.
But
So,
you know how people are.
I do.
Um,
Isn't that awful? Oh, don't forget about, I do know that in June on the 20th is also the 38th annual Chamber Golf Scramble. That's coming up too.
no, that's not the one you were talking about earlier today.
No,
It's gonna be canceled.
mine is canceled for this Friday because the rain's coming in.
Yeah.
We're moving it to July 11th, and that's the Association of United States Army's
Oh, I see.
golf scramble.
Yeah.
So we're gonna move it to July the 11th. The crappy part about having thunderstorms, on, especially at 80% predictability, is that if it's lightning, we have to take everybody
Well,
off the
if you're
golf
out there
course.
with a golf club, that's not good.
No, it's a perfect lightning rod.
I'm sure. So can people see this?
I can zoom it in.
Can you
Hold
zoom
on.
in? I want you to zoom in right there on that little face where my finger is.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you've got that.
All right, got it.
Okay, that right there, that is Caden Cecil. So we wrote about him, and he was in the. I'm going to put it down there.
Mhm.
So he was in the story last week. He made it through round 1. This is kind of a big
All right.
deal. He is a Meade County kid. He is trying to become a junior ranger. He would be on the Jeff Cowan show, which is a Disney Channel Animal Planet thing, and then he would also be in the magazine, and he would win a $20,000 scholarship for college. Yes, and so anyway, he made it through round 1, and he wasn't the only Meade County kid going for this. And I don't know how big of a thing it was, but now he is in round 2.
Oh, wow.
And so right now, I checked this morning, he's in the number 1 slot. And all you have to do is vote. It costs absolutely nothing. You go on Facebook, you look it up, it says vote, you vote, that's it. And it's free. And they say it's free, but they also take these votes, and for every vote that's received, money gets sent to different animal sanctuaries. You know, like to protect elephants that have been retired.
that'd be great.
Or maybe a wolf sanctuary or something like that. So it's such a win-win.
Any luck with the Meade County Animal Shelter? No, not that kind of sanctuary.
No.
I'm just kidding.
You hush over there. But how cool would it be if some kid from Meade County, Kentucky won
I think
this?
that would be awesome. I hope this little fella gets all the way. But if you get on Facebook, you can go. You should go
Yeah.
vote. It doesn't
Yeah.
cost you anything.
Yeah, his mother's name is Megan Cecil,
Mm-hmm.
Cecil, and she's got all of it available, and I think she has it open.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
We'll have to get Sean and the team on our social media crew to upload the link, and so you
Yes.
can vote. And I know you better get online and look because we're doing some ticket giveaways to Holiday World.
right.
Holiday World.
well,
That's
and
right.
I think we're going to have tickets for Stephen Foster as well.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I've
Oh,
been
that'll
working
be
on that.
exciting.
Well, they've confirmed it. I just don't know the
Yep.
dates or the details. yet.
So you got to go online, like and follow and subscribe on our social media platform, and you will be entered to win. And we'll announce our first winners next week on the Earlene and Steve show. So I'm kind of excited about that.
excited.
Even though this will be my remote show, we'll see how it works out. I'm
I think
excited.
it'd be kind of cool. Wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could get me in on the teams from Germany?
I could do that.
Really? Is that
You
a
can.
possibility?
You do it from your phone.
Yeah, we'll discuss that.
I would use a Wi-Fi connection. I wouldn't use your cell connection, but you could do it on
I think
Wi-Fi.
I think there's 6 hours difference though. But that'd be
I would
okay.
get up at 6 hours
Well,
different.
I would too. I mean, I would.
If
get
I
up.
got to get up to do it at a time that works for you, I'll do it. It
That'd be
doesn't matter.
funny.
6 hours. Behind or ahead? Ahead.
ahead.
Yeah, so,
So
you're 6
like
hours.
right now.
So the
it's-
2 o'clock show
it's 9
in
o'clock
Germany
over
would be
there.
9 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right about.
I
that.
could do that.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
we could do that.
All right.
I'll be in Pennsylvania, you'll be in Germany, and it's like Dutch. I mean, I'm in the Deutschland.
That's right.
Amish.
That's right.
Amish. So, well, I think we're going to transition into one more round of our
Okay.
sponsors, and then we'll come back and close out. But hang loose because we got some exciting announcements to tell you before the show's over.
This episode is sponsored by Serenity Fitness, Yoga, and Reiki, where wellness isn't about following rigid rules, it's about discovering what truly works for you. Founder Wendy Spahn, a retired and disabled Army veteran, created Empowered Serenity, a coaching program designed to help you break free from old patterns, reconnect with your intuition, and step into your power. With meditation, movement, energy work, and intuitive practices, this isn't just coaching, it's a journey of transformation. Learn more at myserenityfitness.com.
Looking to master the art of Taekwondo? Join Sharon's Taekwondo Academy, founded by Bobby Sharon in 1975. Conveniently located off of North Dixie Highway in Elizabethtown, our academy welcomes students of all ages and skill levels. Connect with us on Facebook at Sharon Taekwondo to see our vibrant community, including many Meade County residents. Visit us online at www.sharontaekwondo.com. Sharon's Taekwondo Academy, where discipline meets excellence. Injured? Unsure where to turn? Meet Darren Sipes, attorney at law, Brandenburg's trusted personal injury advocate. Located at 313 Hillcrest Drive, Darren is here to fight for your rights and get the justice you deserve, whether it's an accident at work or on the road. His expertise and compassion put you first. Call today at 270-422-3939 to schedule a free consultation. Don't face the legal system alone. Let Darren Sipes lead the way. Your fight is his mission.
Tired of just getting by? It's time to optimize. At New Vital Infusion and Wellness, we help you level up your energy, balance your hormones, boost your immunity, and glow from the inside out. From IV vitamin drips and NAD Plus to weight loss and aesthetic treatments, we treat the whole you, body, mind, and vitality. Feel sharper, sleep deeper, look brighter. Call 270-735-6126 or visit us at newvitalinfuse.com. New Vital Infusion and Wellness. Live optimized.
Hey, we're back.
Hey.
So, great sponsorship again. Thanks to our sponsors for sponsoring this week's show. As always, without you, we can't get these things done. It's very expensive to run print, but that's why we got digital print and multi-layered communications. We're just glad to serve. But you know what's really neat about Meade County right now?
I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I am, and you already know because I know it was great coverage. Joe Hager, I think, covered the article, but Meade County now owns title and tax and everything of Otter Creek is now all under Meade County again. It's always been in Meade County, but again, like, we let it go. We brought it back 100 years ago.
Yeah, the
and
city
now
of Louisville bought it from us 100 years ago.
Yeah, they were going to make it a conference center. Of course, they've got that big facility down there that's been trampled on. But there's a lot of big plans, and they have a very comprehensive plan to revitalize all that and bring some tourism to Meade County, which is important for all of our small businesses. If you don't believe that, I promise you can talk to any of us, and we'll be more than glad to tell you how vital it is to have people come and visit Meade County.
Just the camping facilities has had a complete and total upgrade over the past year. And so we obtained it first. We became, we
and they
got
profited.
Like
they made over $30,000 last year. They made a profit after paying all the payroll and everything else. That was the first year. And so, every time they make a little money, instead of just blowing it, they're reinvesting it back into the property.
That's right.
Which I thought was great. Joe covered this really phenomenally. But there's some other exciting things that you need to go grab this week's paper and take a look at.
So coming out tomorrow, and so you can get the paper tomorrow or Thursday or anytime leading between after tomorrow. Two things that are pretty important. One is Radcliffe has had a groundbreaking for a new Baptist Health Emergency and Urgent Care facility.
Yeah.
And so our reporter Jessica Markham is the one who covered it and wrote about it. And it is pretty exciting, especially for people that live in the part of Meade County that's closer to the Radcliffe area.
Yeah.
You can get there way quicker than you could if you drove across the county and into Indiana. Eddie and I, where we live, we're very close to that Indiana state line. But there are plenty of people who live over in that other area. And so this is exciting news to know that, oh my gosh, my kid broke his arm. Or, oh, we need stitches. Or I'm not sure if this is a heart attack or not, but let's go find out. you know.
I know you were telling me something about a desert. It's like a desert here when it comes to like medical service. So the closer we can put,
Nancy Tate made that comment.
So the closer you can get to any part of our county to get the medical care is always a plus.
Always, it's always a plus. The quicker that we can get care, the better. In last week's issue, as a matter of fact, we did an in-depth interview with our ambulance service here in Meade County, and he gave lots of news. And his biggest underlining thing was, don't ever hesitate. If you think there's a problem, we want to hear from you. So the other news that I think is helpful, and I know that Meade County was not as affected by the flood situations as some other counties in the state of Kentucky were, but we do have a disaster recovery center now. It opened up over at the fairground, and they will help you with whatever happened. They want you to bring the address of where you lived at when you received the damage or if you were affected by the flood. They want the address of where you're staying at now. And then they need identifying things, you know, like your driver's license and, you know, just your forms of ID, stuff like that. They also want you to estimate what you lost. And so that's good, because some people, their basements were flooded or a tree fell down because the water could get so wet that the roots just...
I should go see them about a tree that fell so I don't have to pay for getting the tree done. No, I'm just kidding. It's a
No,
pain,
I
but
know which tree you're talking about.
big old
You're
pine
right.
cedar trees. Boy, those darn things.
That darn thing. I mean, living in the state of Kentucky with all those huge trees, what a menace.
I know. What the heck?
Yeah, I know.
I just need to go do some sweat equity, get the chainsaw out and break it up. So
Well, look, think of the firewood that would be.
it'll smell good.
Yeah, well,
It's a cedar. Yeah.
It'll pop.
Yeah. My kids will love that. Ooh.
Oh, look,
Stevie
Daddy
will
did
say, "I'm
fireworks."
scared, Daddy, scared." That's it. So anyway, well, I this week's paper looks amazing. Team did a great job putting it together. So I just say keep leaning in. And listen, if you got a story you want to report, you can go to themessengerky.com. If you are, you can create a login account. You can actually submit a story that way, or you can email us to admin@themessenger if you have an interest in a story. You can communicate with us through our email, through our website, through our social
You can call
media.
us.
Yeah, you can call. You can
Yep.
phone a friend. If you don't want to talk to us, but you want somebody else to tell us, that's fine. But we won't publish anything as far as editorial or letter to the editor.
Anonymously.
Yeah, anonymous.
Like you can rant and rave about anything you want to, as long as you put your name on it. And-
Absolutely.
And we put at the top that this may not necessarily be our opinion.
All right, not necessarily the views of the messenger, but it's the editorial pick of the week.
Yeah.
So,
You can write about whatever you want to.
yeah, we're not the complaint department.
No, we're not the National Enquirer.
Joe's got a good story coming up about phones ringing off the hook after
he
do
sure
not
does.
subscribe.
And it's
So
funny too, because we had to talk to our younger staff here about rotary phones,
Mm-hmm.
and they were like, "It's so funny because you put your finger in the circle and you go like this, and it goes click click click." Lucinda said
we
that to me,
had
and I
a
was
phone
like,
like that. I
"Girl,
know.
girl."
You have no idea. I wore out my knuckles doing
know
it.
Especially if I was mad.
Yeah,
Yes, I know.
I'm gonna call you. Let me do 911 and see how long it takes.
1, yeah.
Yeah. Well, another great episode, Earlene. I think it's going to be an awesome week. I'm looking forward to my vacay next week. Well, it's not really a vacay. It's a stay-kay
Well,
getaway.
Let me just say that we're going to have Steven Spawn on as co-host next week, because he's going to sit in for me on the 17th.
Okay, good. And I'm excited to work with him. Sean and team are all, I think we'll be in a good place. We're looking forward to it. I'm excited about the remote. We'll see how that works out.
Yep.
So,
It'll be
guys,
fun.
we'll see you next week. Please stop by our sponsors. Say hi. Tell them you saw us right here on the Earlene and Steve show.
Yeah, go see Wendy and Darren.
Your mic is off.
Are we done?